Other People's Children: Cultural Conflict in the Classroom by Lisa Delpit. Think you know all there is to know about teaching other people's children? Well, that is a problem because you really don't. Your perspective is really limited. I chose this book thinking that I already knew how to be culturally relevant, but everyone has a culture. Just because I'm a minority teacher doesn't mean that I know the struggle of everyone else who's a minority. And it's not all black and white. Lisa Delpit offers you a peek from the other side of the looking glass of education. This piece is enlightening and enriching. The text contains 3 articles written by Delpit, 2 of which were published by Harvard University. Delpit speaks about her difficulty teaching language and writing in a mixed language classroom. Delpit discusses using the language and culture the students come in with as an asset, not as something to unlearn. The book walks us through Delpit's experiences with research in Papua New Guinea and Alaska. She offers ideas for teaching other people's children. Delpit realized that when implementing all she had learned at university, her African American students were making steady progress, but still lagging behind significantly. Because many of her colleagues had their educational roots in places where they did not get the opportunity to practice teaching other people's children, they felt that writing should be focused on teaching the writing process, when the other children were well versed in writing rap lyrics, jump rope chants, and dirty dozen style jokes. Those were all dismissed as writing talent. Delpit states that skills are best taught through meaningful communication, best learned in meaningful context. If minority people are to affect the change which will allow them to fully progress, we must insist on skills within the context of critical and creative thinking. When reading and writing curriculum are tested, the white colleagues target white students for their studies. Minority teachers' voices need to be heard by progressive white colleagues. They need to understand that the voices of the majority do not speak for all. Delpit includes some experiences from 3 teachers. The first is a black male graduate student who worked in a special needs classroom in a predominantly black area. He shared that white people were often closed off when discussing the education of black children. The second was an African American teacher in an urban elementary school. She shared that people were just not willing to listen to her ideas about literacy instruction, mainly the white colleagues. The third teacher was a Native American woman from Alaska. Her colleagues all dismissed her when she posed different ways to approach research. My favorite section of the book is where Delpit talks about the 5 aspects of power and the fact that the public school curriculum was created by white middle class liberal philosophy. It ensures that power remains in the hands of those who already have it. Another part that resonated with me was that direct instruction is not effective when teaching writing, that a teacher must maintain their own writing styles. Do not teach students that they must adopt the dominant culture, or else they can't change what is wrong with the way things are. When a teacher focuses on listening to correct a student, it typically results in silence. The language they have is one that they have learned from their loved ones. Teaching that it is wrong means the student would have to deny a major part of their heritage. There are many ways of saying the same thing. Since students learn reading best from reading, children who are interrupted while reading are stopped from making meaning, which is the purpose of reading itself. Among the recommendations that Delpit makes to ensure that our nation successfully meets the challenges of a multicultural society are to hire multicultural, diverse teaching staffs, view African American parents as a resource instead of a liability, and extend the curriculum beyond its current narrow Eurocentric scope. The author asserts that white teachers should not feel paralyzed or powerless when dealing with linguistically diverse students and must find ways to empower themselves so that these students achieve success. Delpit suggests that teachers acknowledge and validate students' home language without using it to limit students' potential. That has been Other People's Children. Thank you.